80% of real estate investors lose deals just because they don't follow up with their leads. The lead comes in, they get one text or call from you, and then all of a sudden you forget about the lead and nothing happens. So today I'm going to show you guys exactly how I automate my real estate lead follow-up process using GoHighLevel so I don't lose a single deal. And if you stay till the end, I'll show you guys exactly how you can get an extended 30-day free trial of GoHighLevel exclusive to you guys for a limited time. And I'll be giving you guys a little freebie exclusive that I'll tell you about in just a second. Hi there! If you guys don't know me, my name is Tiffany and I've been investing for the last 5 years, and I've done everything from buy and holds, fix and flips, and I even built a tiny house at one point. And like most investors, I used to miss out on deals because I was a hot mess. I didn't follow up fast enough with sellers that had great deals on hand. My CRM was a mess, so I didn't know anything that was going on in the business. And I never knew when to send follow-up texts, emails, phone calls, and that would lead me to always lose a deal. But now I've built an automated lead to appointment system in GoHighLevel that allows me to fix all of these problems. It automates new lead follow-up so I never miss a new opportunity. My system even nurtures cold leads for weeks or months at a time, so that way I know that I'm not missing out on a deal. It'll book my appointments automatically so I don't have to touch a single thing and worry about it. And it even sends me reminders so me as the investor can step in exactly when I need to. So in this video, I'll show you guys exactly how it works and how you can copy everything. So here's the breakdown of everything that we're going to be going over in the GoHighLevel systems that I've created. And it's going to start with the motivated seller funnel, which I'll use to capture leads. Then we'll go into the lead pipeline where I'll show you guys exactly how I manage the leads and stay organized. Then I'll show you guys my automated follow-up sequence so I don't have to keep track of all of the leads that are coming in, but they still get the attention that they need. Then of course we have to go over the appointment booking so that qualified leads can actually schedule an appointment so we can make them an offer on their property. And lastly is the reporting, which is one of my favorite features to see exactly what's working in the business and what's not. And again, all of this is built using GoHighLevel, which has all of these tools ready to use. All right, so starting off my GoHighLevel dashboard, I wanted to show you guys exactly how we're gonna do step-by-step the process from collecting the lead once they come in from either paid ads, organic advertising. You can even do a QR code that you leave on the side of the road. Any of these options would work, but this is where it's going to take the motivated sellers so that way we can collect their information and sort them through a funnel that gets us exactly what we need so we're not wasting any time. Right now, I'm in my dashboard here. I'm going all the way to sites, and we're going to look at funnels, which is going to be basically an easy 3-step process to collect their information, give them a little bit more information about what we're doing, and exactly what we're looking for to see if we're a good fit. So this is one that I made that I wanted to show you guys as an example that we use. So we have 3 steps. We have the landing page, we have a qualifier, which is basically the contact form, which we collect their information and ask a few basic questions, and the thank you page, which is, of course, just thanking them and giving us a little bit more credibility so that way they're, you know, when we're making the phone calls, when we're making our offers, they're actually picking up and taking it seriously. All right, so this is what it's going to look like in GoHighLevel. As you can see, a little landing page that I made just to collect more information for the people and of course give them, the motivated sellers, a little bit more about what we do. So we have here the logo, few details. All of this can be altered. We have our buttons. And of course, I'm looking to buy real estate investment properties here in Florida, and we're making cash offers within 24 hours. So we want to make sure that that's really attractive. Of course, we buy in Florida, specifically in these counties. So this is where I would just put in exactly what my buy box. So we're looking at properties in this county. We're looking for single family residences, multifamily, commercial properties, properties that are already rented out, that they're vacant, maybe they're abandoned or have pending liens on them. We're looking for just about everything. And those are really important details that you would want to put as like bullet points over here, just so people know exactly what you buy. So we have here a few properties that we've already worked on. And of course, why sell to us, why we're doing this, who we're helping, what we're looking for, everything that we're going through. A little bit of credibility here that we're building out. We did have a reviews page, but I think I put it as the last step on the thank you page. So we have a few frequently asked questions. So when we get to the next page, they're actually open to putting in the information and qualifying themselves to sign up. So that way we have qualified leads that we're looking, you know, to submit cash offers. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what this is going to look like in the real world. So let's say that we put, you know, cash buying signs on the side of the road. We have a little QR code. It'll lead to this page here so people can get a little more information, what we're looking for, what we're not looking for, you know, if their property that they have in mind is actually going to fit into our criteria so they're not wasting our time and vice versa. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna request an offer. So this is going to bring us into the forms, which I will show you guys the back end to this in just a second. Fill out the form for your no hassle cash offer. Of course, we can add more text here. We can add a snippet. You can really add anything. I like to keep the form really simple so people don't get discouraged. So we have, of course, full name, address, city, state, country. And then this is what I wanted to point out to you guys. Of course, you can add more questions, you can add less. People who are just kind of filling this out quickly, I feel like 3 is kind of the sweet spot. So do you own the property? Of course, we want to negotiate directly with the seller. So if you don't own the property, realistically, we're kind of just wasting time because we need whoever owns it to sign the documents on whatever offer that we're putting in. So this is going to filter out on the back end qualified leads who actually own the property that we can make an offer to, and they're ultimately the end decision maker to that. How soon are you looking to sell? So this is 3 filters that, again, we have for the back end. So if somebody selects ASAP, our team gets notified immediately. So we put that deal at the forefront of our dashboard. So we're working on it as quickly as possible if somebody's really in that position. And of course, is the property currently occupied? We don't buy occupied properties. It's just a very big hassle, especially here in Florida with the eviction process and everything that works like that. So we try to avoid those. So if somebody selects yes, of course, this is very vague. There could be specific situations. So this will actually send them through an automation where it'll actually text them and ask them whether it's going to be vacant upon closing. So we're giving everyone a response. We're being kind. And the best part is that I'm not doing any of this because once we build it, it's one and done. And the automations, which we'll get into in a sec, is really what takes care of literally everything after that. And then finally, once they submit the form, it'll take us to a thank you page, and basically that will be that. And all of these leads that are coming in, like I said, are going through the automations, going directly into our dashboard. So every lead that comes in, we're following through and we know exactly what's going on in the business. Now, in order to make these funnels, I do just want to show you guys really quickly that we can do this from a template. So I basically just picked something out here, and they have tons of different services. I'm going to focus on the real estate one. And of course, you can pick whatever one works best for you and your company. So let's say I wanted to use this one here. I'm going to import it. I think this is my favorite part because every time I see like a really well built out funnel, it's always such a intimidating thing because usually you have to like build out every single little detail. GoHighLevel really makes it easy because it all comes pre-built and all we have to do is add in our logo, change our brand color, and then obviously the text to whatever we're doing. So personally me, I like to pair this with either an AI tool that will just write all of the script in the prompts for me. Probably takes me like 30 minutes to an hour to complete everything and have it exactly how I want it. All right, and then just to touch on that form that we had earlier, again, they have tons of pre-built templates, so I just took a simple one and I added in the questions myself that we wanted to do. So when somebody fills this out, we get all of our information collected and sorted. Let's say we wanted to add a form templates. And of course, I'm showing you guys how I would use this personally in my real estate investing business to collect motivated seller leads, which is what we're all about, to get those deals before they go up for auction or before they get listed on the market with the realtor. We have tons of different examples here. So we just select one, fill it out, and we're good to go. And I embedded that directly into this funnel here. So that way we have a 3-step system that's really easy. We give the motivated seller some information and we get exactly what we need from them to go on to the next step. All right, so once we collect our leads that are coming out through either our paid ads, organic ads, or wherever they're coming in from, we want to make sure that we have everything sorted, nice and organized, so everyone on the team, including myself, knows exactly what's going on. So this is where our opportunities and pipelines come in. And basically after whatever motivated seller fills out our funnel that we had in the form, they're going to appear here through an automation, which basically organizes them as a new lead. And this is a motivated seller pipeline that I created specifically for this, which you guys, like I said, will get if you use our free 30-day free trial. That's available for a limited time. You guys can find it down below. So we have here basically all of the steps that somebody could go through. We have a new lead, hot lead, contacted, appointment set, offer made, under contract, close, and then a dead lead. And the best part is that this is also going to help us track our successes and exactly what's working in our company in terms of the marketing and what's not, so we can change things up and make sure that this is going to be efficient. I do have an automation set up, so these will move according to whatever steps that we set up. So I opened this contact up after he came in through the form. We have his email, phone number, etc. And then we have a specific field here, which I'll show you guys how to add. And basically this is going to be our offer price. This is something that we do on the back end before we actually hop on a call with them, which they can set up automatically. And the best part too is that we also have tasks that we can do, and we can add in notes. I'm hopping on a call with him, or he scheduled a call and he had a few questions. I would put those here so that way everyone on the team knows what's going on. So how much is the bed? And that way, every time we open up this contact, everyone knows exactly what's going on, and it's nice and organized. And of course, if this client had already set up an appointment to get their cash offer, that would show up here so we know exactly when we're speaking to them, and we can just quickly open up our notes and know exactly what we're doing. And from the form that they filled in previously, here we have the information that they would have filled out. Like I said, this is just an example, but if they selected ASAP, that would sort here. Like I said, this is a great CRM because it helps you stay organized. You know exactly where everyone's coming in from, where they're going, how they're being contacted by your team, if they're being contacted, whether the appointment's set, or whether they're ghosting us, which we'll get into. We have a little secret for that, so that way we're not the ones calling, texting, emailing. GoHighLevel does every single step, and it keeps us on track to keep up with those leads without having to lift a finger. All right, so this next step is one of my favorite tools and precisely why I decided to go with GoHighLevel over any of the other options. Everything I've showed so far is almost like a plus, but this is exactly where they shine and why this makes this basically the best system, because it does all the hard work for us. That is going to be the automations tool. So this is exactly where we're taking these leads and I'm handing it off to GoHighLevel, and they're taking care of everything for me based on our conditions and what we're doing. Like I said, I have a folder here. I have a few different automations, and this is great because you can do as many as you need in order to sort things. You can tag the motivated sellers that are filling out the form into the correct pipeline and exactly where they're going, the details that we need from them, and of course the automation that basically is going to send them either emails, SMS, phone calls, whether a team member has to call them. This is where the magic happens. Seller forms submitted, add lead tags. So this is exactly when a motivated seller is going to submit that form that we showed up earlier, and it's going to add a tag to lead seller. And this is just going to facilitate the organization and also adding it to our opportunity pipeline so everything is nice and organized. This is where it gets amazing. I absolutely love this feature. So once the motivated seller fills out that form, they get tagged with a lead as a seller, and that's going to basically trigger them to enter this workflow. So we have here a wait, and this is going to wait for 2 minutes, so it's not like a automatic. Then we're going to send them a quick text. We have the pre-built text that we're going to send to them, basically confirming that they're wanting to sell this property at this address. And while we're reviewing the offer that we're going to make on the back end, they can go ahead and schedule a call and take initiative so that way we know that they're serious about selling. And of course, we can also link our calendar here, which can be embedded into GoHighLevel as well. So everything is organized and it'll label that contact like I showed you earlier. And this is great because it really shows that we're following up with the lead, that we're keeping in touch, and that we're ready to make an offer, and that we're doing all of this automatically, like I said, through the workflow. So once we send that SMS, we're going to have a time delay for 1 minute just so they don't send at the same exact time. And then I'm going to follow up with another email, basically telling the motivated seller, hey, we're looking at buying this property. Make sure you schedule, like I said, your free offer. We basically want to have a little bit of time to actually analyze the deal and see exactly how much we can offer if we're, if it fits all of our criteria. And maybe some people don't actually want the motivated seller themselves to schedule the appointment, but you would like to do it yourself. So of course, there's also different options that we can switch out here. For example, let's do call. So we can do a manual action to call, or we can even leave them a voicemail. Hey, we got that you filled out our form. We're ready to make you an offer. Give us a call back when you're available and let's work on this, basically. The best part too, and one of my favorites, if they end up replying to the first text, we don't want to keep bothering them. So if they reply, we're going to stop this workflow and it's going to organize them into another sequence where we're going to, of course, get ready for the call and to make them an offer. I just wanted to touch on this because this one is definitely a little bit more complex. Basically, this workflow is pretty extensive only because if they don't reply, this is going to go on for a month of us following up, of course, lowering the amount of contact and touch points that we're making to them because we don't want to bother them every day. If they're not replying to us within a month, we're basically just going to put them as a dead lead and keep them, maybe follow up with them after about 6 months or so just to see if they're still interested in selling. The key here is that we're keeping our touch points really active and we're never going to forget about them because GoHighLevel does everything through the workflows. All right, so coming back into the dashboard, of course, it's super important to be able to set up appointments, whether that's for making the offer, whether that's for meeting with the seller to negotiate a price, or actually to sign the contract and schedule a closing date. Scheduling appointments can be very overwhelming, and of course, you can get really disorganized super quick. So I wanted to show you guys exactly how I keep all of this stuff organized. And that's going to be in the calendar section in the GoHighLevel platform. And I integrate this with my Google Calendar, like I said, because I use that for most of my other things. So it's really great to have that option. But some of my favorite tools are the fact that you can create different calendars for different things. So we have here rental property management. We also have scheduling an appointment, and of course our renovation and property acquisition. So since we're working on acquiring properties, I'm going to go ahead and copy the scheduling link. And this is where the motivated seller is going to go ahead and schedule that meeting and kind of show you guys how I would integrate this into the automations. Here's one of the motivated seller workflows that I have set up. I have a few different ones that we're testing out right now, kind of doing like an A/B test to see which one is converting higher. And I'm going to go ahead and add our link here. When this email gets sent out, they can click here and schedule directly. But I'm also going to make another workflow. I like to keep mine organized through folders, and I'm going to start from scratch. So our trigger is going to be customer booked appointment. So if the client books an appointment, we're going to go ahead and add. So we want to update in the pipeline, motivated seller pipeline, and we're going to change it to appointment set. So once they schedule that, our opportunity pipeline that we talked about a few seconds ago is going to be automatically updated to the appointment set. So that way everything is moving by itself and we don't have to manually do all of this. Therefore, keeping our CRM very organized. And like I said, GoHighLevel is one of the only ones that I saw that has the workflow where we can actually do all of this and makes it so easy. So I like to use the internal notifications also, so that way I get a text message when somebody books an appointment, so I know exactly when I need to be there. It's just another reminder and a way for me to stay organized. And it's almost like a personal assistant telling me exactly where I need to be, when I need to be. And we know that we have to start working on this deal to get our offer sent out to them. Okay, so once I go into the calendar and I have my property acquisition calendar, so this is specifically for our collecting leads, organizing them, reaching out to seller, and landing our off-market deals. Basically, this is where we're going to put in all of our information, so that way whoever's booking it knows exactly what's going on. We can add a company logo, etc. This is one of my favorite settings where we can schedule exactly what hours of the day they're willing to work. And the seller and yourself are having all the touch points, so that way you can secure the deal in the most efficient and fast way. All right, so lastly, and this is probably one of the most important features because we all know time is money and we don't want to be spending extra dollars on marketing that's not working for our business. So this is where we're going to integrate either our Google account or our Facebook ad to see what's working and what's not. And it has integrated reporting, so we can see what's actually working to convert leads to sellers and how many deals we're closing based on how much we're spending on marketing. So this is just an example. This is sample data, but we can integrate our Google account and it's going to show us exactly how many impressions, the clicks, and the conversion, which is going to be measured through our pipeline and opportunities. That shows us exactly how many deals we're closing, how much we're actually making off of these deals. All right, so to sum it up, we have basically what we're spending and our conversion rate. So we have our different campaigns, our ads here, how much we're spending on each, and eventually we'll be able to see the conversions. We're probably landing 1 to 10 deals a month, so it's not going to be this high, but it's still great in order to measure what's working, what ads are performing, or you can even use this to A/B test buy boxes to see exactly what properties are being presented to you, whether they're a high profit opportunity or if they're not worth your time. And this is another really important tool that I love using, especially when we're hiring cold call. Sometimes appointment booking is not going to get us as many conversions as we like. So of course we have to cold call. We're going to be using a third-party site to get distressed leads in our area. We're then going to skip trace those to get phone numbers. We're applying those into a third-party calling site, and we can measure exactly how many call reports are being done, how many are converting, how many are not. Like I said, if you decide to go the cold calling route, which is really popular, especially in trying to acquire off-market deals, we have this portal here, which they just told me about because this is new. And we can see, we can add phone numbers. We can also purchase them directly through GoHighLevel. And so let's say you have 3 cold callers that you have cold calling all day through your skip trace leads. We're having different numbers so we can measure the performance of who's calling. what's working, what's not. We can have our scripts organized to see what scripts are working, how we answer the phone, how long they're staying on the phone. We can also record these conversations so we can add them directly to the contact. So once we go to our contacts, everything is pre-recorded and built in. Every touch point that we have with a motivated seller, making it super easy to know exactly where we left off and exactly what we need to do to land that deal. If you thought this was helpful and you want to build this automated system for yourself, you can have an upgraded 30-day free trial for GoHighLevel that's only available for a limited time in the description below. And if you guys want to save the hassle of doing all of this work yourself, if you guys use my link for a limited time, I'm sending you guys all of my automations directly into your GoHighLevel account. And if you want to learn how to do more real estate automations like this one, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!